The forest is changed. I feel it in the water. I feel it in the earth. I smell it on the air. Much that once was lost, for none now live who remember it 10 whole years ago. It began with the forging of the great acorns. 3 were given to the felines, 9-lived, wisest and fairest of all beings. 7 to the mole lords, great miners and craftsmen of the mountain halls. And 9 acorns were gifted to the race of rodents, who above all desire snacks. For within these acorns was bound the strength and will to govern each race. But they were all of them deceived, for another acorn was made. Deep in the land of Bordor, in the branches of Oak Doom, the Dark Lord Squirrelron forged a master acorn, and into this acorn he poured his cruelty, his malice, and his will to dominate all life. 1 acorn to rule them all.
This is a war crime.
It's beautiful.
All of you
I'm
find
here for it.
yourselves.
Mordor.
I'm so here for it.
I'm Mordor. What are you doing? Can we eat it?
It is squirrel run. Have 2 R's.
You know what? It's more of a matter of personal interpretation on that one.
The thing is, you can't really tell how it's spelled because it flows so naturally.
Right.
The number of syllable really changes in the telling. You all find yourselves sitting around a campfire as you've made exit very recently from the Council of Eldorat. You've set off now into the wood and are making camp for the evening in a little glen just outside of the forest as Sassafras's phone goes off.
Is that Crackle Sparkle?
Ooh, yes, it is time. Time for dinner.
Okay.
Alright.
Whose stone phone did you steal?
Ooh, this one looks like it says Asmeridian.
Oh.
It keeps
Wow.
ringing. It's like nonstop ringing, and pictures are being
Oh
sent
my
to it all
god,
the
look
time.
at those pictures!
Let's look
It's
at the
got
pictures.
so many ignored texts.
Is that
It's
what people, 2-leg people look like without their fur on?
I'm gonna put this in the fire, maybe.
Yeah, it's
That's
disgusting.
totally right.
Oh, wait. Oh, were we supposed to bring food?
I always have food.
I will go hunt. I will provide for all of us. Quickly, to the forest!
I don't really
Okay.
understand the concept of food, but I'm very in for hunting.
Anybody who wants to then now hunt or forage is welcome to roll a pet survival check.
Yeah.
Do the pets survive?
We just die of starvation. Sorry, no more episodes.
The end.
I got a 5, so absolutely not.
I'll roll for survival.
Oh, and I guess there's no rerolls for
I also
these.
got a 5.
No,
Yeah.
there's not.
We're just bad at stuff.
Although I believe we gave each of you some animal luck points. So
You
you
get
each have a
3,
pool
right?
of 3. You
Good
can
to
personally
know.
reroll.
That's right.
Good thing we found that out at the beginning.
It happens to us every time.
I like to drop that whenever it's most comedically
Yeah.
appropriate.
That's
hey-
a 17,
Hey
baby.
DM, can I roll an advantage for hunting for food because it's literally the only thing that I'm good at?
That's fair. I'll
Also,
give you that one.
I feel like I should benefit from that because Chestnut would share her food.
Good. Well, that's much better.
Just
And I
saying.
should benefit from it because of friendship.
Chestnut, what was your roll?
14.
Is that
And
an
then Rodney.
intelligence check of some kind?
yeah.
17.
I just rolled a 14 on the d20. I don't know what I'm actually supposed to have.
Yeah, I don't actually either. I got a 13 flat on the d20.
Well,
So-
I think pets are mostly, especially y'all who are from the wilds originally. I can't really speak to the pet store pets among us.
No, I'm useless.
Well, how?
But those of you who are wild inherently can add at least a +2 to your survival roll. I think that's
Wow.
At
fair.
least.
Heck yeah.
I miss getting snackies from 2 legs.
So
They
it
have
sounds
lots
like
of things in their pockets.
Yes, I too enjoy snackies.
Are those Zakis?
we've
Maybe
got.
I should wait to eat.
Oh, right. You just threw up.
Oh
It,
yeah.
it was a couple of bit ago, but maybe
Don't-
I wait.
Don't worry, Noodle. I will make sure that you stick to the brat diet. I will hunt the wild apples of the forest.
Has Noodle been having tummy troubles?
Yes.
Because the brat diet's mostly for stopping one up.
What's your brat?
Is bread,
It's all
rice,
that I eat.
Yeah.
What's the diet?
applesauce.
I couldn't tell you.
Bananas, rice, applesauce,
It was
and
bananas,
toast.
not bread.
I thought it was
Yes.
bread.
Well, I
thought it
would be
was
bread
bananas.
and toast. That makes no sense. The
Toast
acorns
is
get
the
into your
last
mind.
one.
Can
That
you have
makes-
trash?
Trash. It's trash at the end.
The brat.
That's my diet.
Bratita.
Anyway, Rodney, Noodle, Chestnut, Screech, all y'all who are doing
Do
hunting
you
right
remember
now,
the first Bratatat album?
enrolled like
That's
in
my
the
favorite
mid-teens. What are you hunting for right now? What are you finding out there?
Well, Rodney.
Not much?
Rodney says he's going out hunting, but I think he's mostly going out foraging because he feels bad hurting anything that is innocent. And so he is mostly finding nuts, berries, little, the usual edible forest garbage.
That needs to be punished because they know what they did.
Yeah, he calls it
Go
hunting.
spearing the blueberries.
Yeah, he's like, aha! And then every time he finds one, he gets down and he kneels and he thanks the two legs for providing.
Oh wow.
God. Okay. I'm gonna go look around for some like really crunchy crickets and stuff.
Wonderful. Yeah, I'd say you can easily find some weevils. Yeah, you got some crickets, some cicadas because it's that season.
Oh, so many.
So many cicadas. It tastes kind of shrimpy, honestly.
This one's very loud. It's very loud.
You just ate it.
Yeah,
It's the
now it's
solution
quiet.
none of us really thought of for the cicada problem.
I mostly dig around and find like twigs or like litter for the most part. But usually Chestnut is nice enough to tell me which ones I can eat.
You want this loud snack?
Reaches all the way down.
You all are disgusted.
And
Yeah.
Huga, remind me, how does Huga nourish herself?
She's full of stuffing. She doesn't eat.
So she just like persists.
I exist as I am, and
She just
that's it.
vibes.
Wow, all vibes all day.
Maybe don't get too close to the fire.
Oh my god, yes. You do
I mean,
feel
that's-
your
that's
stuffing
good.
warming.
That's good
Oh,
advice for
let me
anybody,
just-
really.
I just float back.
Well, the evening passes largely without incident. Successful foraging yields many a noisy snack. The next day, you find yourselves weaving your way through forests, working into the plains now. And as the day begins to wind to a close, what have any of you been, if you have, been getting up to along your journey so far with Eldorat, who, by the way, has only told you so much about why he's dragging you along this adventure?
I don't have any other questions.
Who is the acorn again? Rodney?
Yes, that's right. Rodney is the nut bearer.
Ah, okay.
And upon his...
You know, I don't know why, but I think you should say that.
What nut bearer? But Rodney bears the nut.
It's true.
I just
It's
feel
true.
like something tells me that that's not right.
No, and I will protect this nut. I hold this nut close to my body during the cold nights and make sure that it is protected at all times.
Rodney, have you been touching the nut?
You're not supposed
mean-
to touch it, right?
The hell else you can carry it?
Yeah.
It's in a bag.
Don't
It's
worry, I'm cupping
arguably
it. I'm
worse.
cupping
Keep
it
it in a
gently
little
in my
pouch.
hands.
I mean, it'd be even worse to let the nut go. Like,
No!
No, stop it! Stop it!
You want to just hanging out where anybody can see it? We're supposed to be protecting it.
Don't release the nut. By all means, keep it close, keep it secret, keep it safe.
I don't get it.
I think I'm gonna barf again.
This quest will take us at least the entire month of November. I cannot release the nut this entire time.
And that brought me back.
Bye forever.
I think that I would have like I know that we dropped the stone phone into the fire, but I think that Screech would have like skittered in and taken it for collection.
Yeah, one burned ass stone phone.
Yes. And just sitting there. Just...
But, Rodney, as the nut bearer, I must caution you. Upon your shoulders is a great responsibility, and you must not be tempted to use the acorn. Its power may be great, but the cost is greater.
I promise you, Elder, I will not be the one to break No Nut November.
Oh, right on the nose, my lad. That's where we like it.
No, don't say that either.
Oh, sorry. No, context.
Okay, no,
We
that
want to
one
start
broke
over?
me.
Do we want to just start over?
Yeah, I think so.
Not like, okay, moving on. Oh, look!
Elder Rat,
Yeah?
we've spoken mostly about this acorn, but there were others. Surely we could go to the felines for help. They will use their powers for good.
Oh, the felines.
What could possibly have gone wrong?
Why do you say it like that?
I'm afraid my young How old are you, Sassafras?
3?
Oh, we're the same. Jesus Christ, we're the same age. Oh.
Oh.
My
Yeah, but maturity level's like way different.
my elder Sassafras. I'm afraid the felines were themselves as well corrupted, where Squirron activated the one.
All cats are
acorn.
dead?
What?
Oh, no, just,
What?
you know.
What
They
do you
just
think
get-
activated means?
I don't
What's a
know.
cat?
They got. Well, look, back years ago, all felines and rodents and moles all lived together in harmony. But after the acorns, well, they became hissy and difficult and began to hunt us rodents for sport. The traditions continue today, as a matter of fact. Wherever the felines go, no local wildlife is safe. In fact, it's better if you keep them indoors and spay and neuter your pets.
Not me, though.
Not Sassafras. I'm afraid the felines will be of little help to us in this adventure. Except, of course,
all felines.
present company.
Well, just those 3.
You don't need to say not all felines. Like, we understand when you say,
The
like, when
issue
we say
is
the
not that
felines.
it is all
you don't-
felines. It's
yeah.
enough felines to be
It's
a
enough-
problem.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you don't like you see that Sassafras is not taking personal, offense to that. You don't need to call it out.
Okay.
Of course.
So, bad idea.
Do we want to start over?
However, all of you, moving now through this plain, find yourselves approaching what seems to be like a raised hill with some kind of construct at its top. And as the sun once again begins to dip below the horizon, Eldorat points,
Aha! Climate top. A suitable place for us to make camp. Let us be subtle, however, my friends, as I fear we may be pursued. There are agents of Squirrelron who very much want to recapture the acorn for their master.
Oh, no.
So look out
That
for
sounds bad.
squirrels.
And Eldoret begins to crest the hill and starts setting up a meager sort of camp.
Subtle.
Can I attempt to make some sort of like sound trap?
Ooh.
So if anyone starts like little
You want to
twigs
crush
and
up,
leaves and stuff.
twigs and leaves, like scatter them around a little hill.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
roll
make a crunchy
for,
foot trap.
roll for sound trappage. I'd say that could be a dexterous action if you want it to be.
Oh, do I have to?
I don't know how dexterous the stuff he is, but
Not that. According to my goat stat block, I'm gonna use one of my animal lucks. There we go. 19.
yeah. So describe to me how you crunch about.
I think she's doing like her little walk, and here's her little squeakies, and you just hear like you can just see like a little pink bun like running and jumping, and I'm testing things that make loud stabbing sounds, and then grabbing big piles of like dead leaves that aren't too wet, and like little thin twigs, and just making like a little subtle ring around our campsite.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Thanks. She comes back and there's just like some like dirt and like leaf bits just jammed into her like crocheted out. She's just disgusting now.
Do you want to keep
person-
those?
Huh?
Okay. Do you want to keep those? The stuff that's. Are you the kind of person that likes to have trash? Are you
What
like
brilliant personal camouflage.
That's pretty intense.
Perhaps we should all cover ourselves, and so we can't be seen by the agents of Squirrel Ron.
Okay.
That's a great idea.
I got you. I'll help. I'll help.
Okay.
And I start like pulling things out of like
Thank you.
mystery parts of my fur.
It's on the inside of me.
Noodle just lays flat like a noodle and rolls down the hill. And every time he's got like a big bump in his tummy from the last 3 days of the brat diet. So he just kind of goes bloom, 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 bloom. But by the end of it, he's covered in the ground.
What a horrifying thought. God.
You made me this way.
Oh, where did all of you go? I just see brush.
It's working.
Oh, oh, my heart only beats once every 3 minutes. You must be very careful. I'm very old. I see you've all disguised yourselves suitably.
I probably look the exact same.
Ah!
Is that the one every 3 minutes?
Sassafras, is your heart about to explode all the time too?
No, I mean, I don't believe so. And you can see that Sassafras in the corner has been using prestidigitation to actually become cleaner.
How
Listen.
brave of you to
Oh
take
my
the
gosh.
first watch, friend Sassafras.
This is prestidigitation.
Yeah.
I have some personal matters to attend to. I'll be gone a short while, but will return no later than the morning. Please do behave yourselves while I'm gone, and mind the nut.
He'll be
Wait,
gone till November.
we should come up with some sort of code so that we know it's really you coming back and not an agent of Squirrel
Oh,
Rock.
yes. How about this? When I approach the hillside, I'll say, "Hey, it's me, Eldorat, guys."
And we
Perfect.
shall respond.
Hey, Eldorat, it's us.
It's us.
It's
We're still here.
It does.
An unbreakable code. One that we've now shouted into the plane and would
Perfect.
be
Foolproof.
impossible to have been detected.
We are geniuses.
Sounds good to
Everyone
me.
just yell the word wink. And then they won't know.
Ah, yes.
1, 2, 3.
Wink.
Foolproof.
Perfect.
I will see you all in the morning.
Wow, did you see him just disappear into that bush?
Eldoret
He just
slowly
walked backwards into a bush. It was
Backs up.
crazy.
Does anyone else think that his geriatric bradycardia is a point of concern?
Yes.
Did you
I
just
don't know
cast a
anything
spell?
you said.
That was
Geriatric bradycardia at Coachella.
Oh, cornbread's here. I was like,
I've been here the whole time.
It almost
I can
sounded
only-
like Guy for a second. I was just like,
I thought it was
like we all have a little bit of PTSD, I think.
Yeah,
I
I
think
can only
so.
play so many NPCs at one time.
just the terror in everyone.
Yeah, everyone was like,
how?
no,
How
We
did
all
this
not
happen?
here, not now, not like
Dead,
this.
Not like
silent
this.
terror.
Rodney is
No,
just
it's me,
sitting.
the tortoise.
Rodney is just sitting with his sword on his lap, like as cross-legged as a lizard can get, and looking at the acorn and just guarding it.
Oh, you see something in that there acorn, Rodney?
Is there something inside it? Is that why we're protecting it? Is it a treat?
Hit it with your sword.
I think I'm not supposed to hit it with my sword.
We've done that already. Nothing happens.
oh yeah.
I don't
Well,
know.
I guess we tried to
Before,
eat
about
it.
3 minutes
I think I
ago.
also tried to eat it.
Yes.
Oh, cool.
But here,
Rod.
as it sits closer to this campfire, and Sassafras is gonna look towards like the side of the acorn that is closest to the fire.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything to see or like
Yeah,
examine?
actually, Sassafras, as you gaze deeper into the acorn, you feel almost like your mind is getting closer and closer, almost becoming one with the nut. And you hear, relax.
Just what I've always wanted.
It's been a long pandemic. And you hear in your mind temptations, a voice not necessarily one that has actual spoken words in your mind, but more feelings and sensations.
Ooh.
It promises you power. It
I'm in.
promises you.
Oh boy. We found our Pippin. I trip.
We found our Pippin.
Yes, I trip. Because my stomach feels really strange and full. And I would like to fall onto the acorn. Or into
The
it.
Adventures
like,
of Noodles Bezoar.
Oh no.
I have dissension. It's just a little tummy problem.
So as
pass.
Sassafras is being tempted and does not even try to resist
Warlock, baby.
the promises of the acorn.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm gonna give one little corruption toggle on Sassafras there.
I'll take it.
Noodle,
There are corruption toggles? Oh, we're in trouble.
you trip onto the acorn. What is your
Yes.
intent, if any, right now?
Well, my intent is to save my friend who is clearly the most inclined to be corrupted.
Oh, so you see Sassafras like starting to kind of lose it here with the acorn
Like
a little bit.
full kitten
Yes.
eyes.
Yeah,
like-
there's like catnip
The
look.
butt's wiggling.
Yeah. There's
Power.
there's a power wiggle happening.
The power
And-
wiggle.
So
Happy Pride.
I'm
Happy Pride to all the power wiggles out there.
That's just Australia.
I would like
Oh
to
no.
I would like to knock.
Do we want to start over?
I want to try to kiss it fall into the net and knock it into the fire.
Oh, okay. You want to knock the nut into the fire? Yeah, by all
Yes.
means. I'd say roll, because you're doing this on purpose, roll me a
Yes.
dexterity check to see how nimbly you can knock the nut.
16.
Hey.
That's pretty dexterous. Yeah. So you bonk the acorn and it rolls into the fire. And,
Oh!
and you see
my power.
it lands neatly inside the flames, and nothing happens for a moment until a few seconds go by, and you see some kind of text, some kind of writing light up around the outside of the acorn, a script that you're not familiar with.
I had no idea that was going to happen.
Ooh. What,
Wow.
I must have it. And
No,
I'll wrap
don't
it
Nope,
reach
nope,
into the
nope.
fire.
No
Oh.
and I'll
fire.
grab
That's
it.
fire bad.
You grab it and you realize it's actually quite cool to
It's
the
quite
touch.
cool.
Man, fuck you. However, you now hold the acorn in your paws. Should we start over?
No, start with the toe beans.
Okay.
You now
He's
hold
still
the acorn in your
Toby.
paws, and you feel its power. You feel that you could claim it for yourself, that Squirron has no power over you. This is your nut.
The other felines.
I
messed it
use
up.
a tiny squirt bottle on Sassafras. No,
I dropped
bad
the
kitten,
nut.
bad kitty. That's dark magic. That's not for you. Not for
Prestidigitation.
you.
There's a bad crackle sparkle.
That's
There's
bad
bad
crackle.
sparkle.
Oh,
God.
wow. I've learned my lesson. Can I have it again?
No.
Okay.
Maybe we ought to keep that thing covered up a little bit.
I guess.
I've always thought so, just for modesty's sake.
But someone else read it at least while we can.
Does
I don't
anybody?
think I can read.
Yeah. Does anybody read anything?
I don't think so.
Does it look like other stuff that we've
I
seen
figure-
while hanging out in pockets
But
and our bags?
this was made by a squirrel, Ron. So maybe it's written in squirrel, which some of us might be able to read.
What's a
Okay,
squirrel?
Noodle.
Yes.
Can you read a squirrel?
I'm pretty
Like
close
noodle,
to
but
squirrel shape.
different.
Thank you.
Does it look like anything?
Was this written for animals to be able to read?
Well, roll me a wisdom or intelligence, Noodle, whichever you're better at.
Okay.
I'm assuming wisdom.
Yeah, not bad. Yes, not intelligence. Dirty 20.
Hey!
Channel the squirrels. Channel the squirrels.
You
channel the
realize, Noodle, that
squirrels.
you actually did take Squirrel in college, and it's now
I went to college.
Wow.
it's now coming back to
I
you
did
here.
pass through that doll set that one time. That looks
Mhm.
like a university.
Oh.
Yes.
And in fact,
We get it. You went to a fancy dollhouse.
it's your
Jesus.
fault you didn't get in the Corvette.
It's been 20 years since you went to the fancy dollhouse. Like nobody talks about what fancy dollhouse they went to.
They do, and they shall.
you realize that while the opening line of this, the few words here in the beginning are in Squirrelish, that there are bits of
Squeak,
text
squeaker, squeak, squeaking.
throughout. Oh boy, there it is.
Squeaker,
There are bits of text that actually seem to span the many languages of the woodland realm. You see feline, you see reptilian and weasel and rodent all scrawled about here. I'd like you guys to tell me what the nut says.
That's great. That's great.
An
Um,
order?
Oh, please, Noodle. How does that text start?
Well, this part I don't understand, but this word definitely means lollipop.
Okay. Maybe we take another look.
Maybe
It definitely
if-
says what is it? That says one nut to rule them all. Is that what it says?
Ooh.
Oh yeah, it definitely does. I
think
rob
that's-
a bunch of squirrel hordes, so that I definitely recognize a lot of it.
Oh, it's basically
wait,
just
wait.
Elder Rat's opening
Yes.
speech.
You know, you guys.
Yes,
Wait, you guys.
What?
It says one nut to rule them all.
We can say acorn.
Chestnut.
Chestnut is the ruler of all.
Chestnut
That
is
makes perfect
destined to
sense.
rule
I immediately
all.
hand the acorn to
I
Chestnut,
knew it.
giving up all of my responsibilities and thinking that I have completed my quest. And I kneel down in front of her.
Oh, are we kneeling? I squeak as I kneel.
Is it okay if I
Every
don't
time Luna
kneel? It hurts
squeaks, I
to
squeak.
reach
No,
my
your tummy-
stomach.
It's okay. Your tummy hurts.
Yeah.
Thank
Chestnut
you.
understands. She is a benevolent ruler.
Dear benevolent chestnut, could I have a little power as a treat?
I don't know if I can give you power,
We
but
have
you're
power at
as a
home.
treat. Do you want a treat as a treat?
Okay, I'll take it.
Chestnut, dear Chestnut, a ruler of all. I think I understand my part of the translation for the ferret weasels. Maybe the lollipop line is how many licks does it take to get to the center of power?
Wow.
I mean, I could definitely definitely.
Hey, real quick, you guys.
Yes, cornbread.
When we're talking about being subtle, is a lit fire subtle?
I don't know.
Probably. I don't see a problem with that. It's only like dark.
Are you questioning our ruler?
And just then,
Oh, shall love me and despair!
you hear a terrific screeching in the distance and the crunching of the twigs and sticks and leaves that Huga laid down. And looking out over the hill, you see 9 hooded figures descending upon you, each carrying a deviously sharp cocktail umbrella.
They're screeching? Are they like me?
And that is where we will leave off. They're actually called nut wraiths. They actually are in my notes. That is where we'll leave off for tonight. Tune in next week for the next installment of a very pet adventure, the Cooperative of the Acorn.
It's just too
You're
bad that
fucking under arrest, Vince.
this is never gonna air.